Welcome to SPASRO. Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we will see about Jupiter and Ketu in 7th house. Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house of a natal birth chart can have various implications and interpretations in Vedic astrology. The 7th house is traditionally associated with partnerships, marriage, relationships, and open enemies. When Jupiter and Ketu are placed in this house, it can create a unique blend of energies and influences. However, it's important to remember that the overall analysis of a birth chart should take into account the entire chart and the aspects and placements of other planets. Here are some potential interpretations for Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house. 1. Spiritual and karmic relationships. Ketu is often associated with past life karma and spiritual growth, while Jupiter represents wisdom and expansion. When these two planets combine in the 7th house, it can indicate that relationships, particularly marriage, are karmically significant for the individual. There may be a sense of destiny or preordained connections with partners. 2. Unconventional partnerships. Jupiter's influence can expand and broaden one's perspective. In the 7th house, it may indicate a desire for unconventional or open-minded partnerships. The individual might be attracted to partners from different cultures, backgrounds, or belief systems. 3. Challenges in marriage. Ketu is considered a shadow planet, and its influence can be both enlightening and challenging. In the 7th house, there can be a tendency to question the traditional norms of marriage and partnership. There may be a sense of detachment or a feeling of dissatisfaction with conventional relationships. 4. Spiritual growth through relationships. This placement can encourage the native to seek spiritual growth and understanding through their partnerships. They may encounter significant spiritual or philosophical discussions with their partners, which can contribute to personal growth. 5. Potential for delay or obstacles in marriage. Depending on the overall chart and aspects, this placement might indicate delays or obstacles in marriage. Ketu's influence can sometimes create uncertainty, and Jupiter's expansion might exaggerate these delays. 6. Balancing relationships and personal growth. Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house can bring a need to balance personal growth and spiritual development with the demands of committed relationships. There may be periods when the individual needs to focus more on their own spiritual path. Remember that the interpretation of any astrological combination is not fixed, and it can vary depending on the entire birth chart. Consulting with a qualified astrologer who can analyze the complete chart and its specific aspects is the best way to get a comprehensive understanding of how these planetary positions may influence an individual's life. Certainly, here are some additional points to consider when analyzing the placement of Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house of a natal chart. 7. Strong intuition in relationships. Ketu often brings intuitive and psychic abilities. When placed in the house of relationships and combined with Jupiter's wisdom, it can indicate a heightened intuition when it comes to choosing partners. The individual may rely on their instincts to navigate relationship dynamics. 8. Philosophical approach to marriage. With Jupiter's influence, individuals with this placement may have a philosophical or ethical approach to marriage and partnerships. They might seek partners who share their beliefs and values or engage in discussions about the meaning and purpose of relationships. 9. Transformation through partnerships. Ketu represents transformation, and Jupiter's influence can amplify this quality. Therefore, individuals with this placement may go through significant transformations and personal growth through their relationships. Marriages or partnerships can serve as catalysts for spiritual and personal development. 10. Potential for idealism. Jupiter's expansive nature can sometimes lead to idealism, and when placed in the 7th house, there may be a tendency to have high expectations of partners. It's important for the individual to remain grounded and realistic in their approach to relationships. 11. Career in counseling or guidance. Given the emphasis on wisdom and spiritual growth in this placement, individuals might be drawn to careers in counseling, therapy, or spiritual guidance. They may have a natural ability to provide advice and support to others in matters of relationships. 12. Seeking freedom in partnerships. There can be a desire for personal freedom and independence within relationships. The individual may need partners who allow them space for their own pursuits and spiritual practices. 13. Impact of other planetary aspects. The overall influence of Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house can be modified by aspects from other planets. For example, if Saturn aspects this combination, it can add a sense of responsibility and stability to relationships, while aspects from Mars might bring more passion and conflict. 14. Dissolution of traditional marriage roles. This placement may challenge traditional gender roles and expectations within marriage and partnerships. The individual may be drawn to relationships that allow for equality and shared responsibilities. 15. Potential for spiritual partnerships. Some individuals with Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house may attract partners who are spiritually inclined or who play a significant role in their spiritual journey. These partnerships may have a profound impact on their spiritual growth. It's important to remember that astrology is a complex and multifaceted system, and the interpretation of planetary placements requires a holistic approach, considering the entire birth chart. Additionally, individual experiences with these planetary placements can vary widely, and astrology serves as a tool for self-awareness and guidance rather than a deterministic prediction of one's life. Consulting with a professional astrologer can provide more personalized insights into the specific dynamics of this placement in your birth chart. Certainly, here are some more insights into the placement of Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house. 16. Interest in philosophy and religion. Individuals with this placement may have a strong interest in philosophy, religion, or spirituality, and they may seek partners who share these interests. Conversations about these topics can be a significant part of their relationships. 17. Balancing material and spiritual needs. Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house can create a dynamic where the individual needs to balance their material and spiritual needs within their relationships. There may be times when they feel torn between worldly responsibilities and spiritual pursuits. 18. Long-distance relationships. There might be a tendency for long-distance relationships or relationships with partners from different cultural backgrounds. These relationships can provide opportunities for growth and expansion. 19. Learning through trial and error. Since Ketu represents lessons learned through experience, individuals with this placement may go through a series of relationships before finding a suitable and fulfilling partnership. These experiences are seen as part of their karmic journey. 20. Challenges in commitment. On the flip side, there could be challenges in committing to long-term partnerships. The individual may struggle with a fear of losing their freedom or may have a non-traditional approach to commitment. 21. Impact on business partnerships. The 7th house also represents business partnerships, and with Jupiter's influence, this placement can be favorable for partnerships in business or collaborations that have a philosophical or educational focus. 22. Potential for spiritual teaching. In some cases, this placement may indicate a potential for becoming a spiritual teacher or guru in relationships. The individual may have the ability to guide and inspire others on their spiritual journeys. 23. Need for flexibility. Individuals with Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house may need flexibility in their relationships. They may resist rigid structures and value partnerships that allow for personal growth and change. 24. Karmic healing. This placement can bring about karmic healing through relationships. It may involve resolving past life issues or karma related to partnerships and learning important lessons along the way. 25. Balancing individual and partnership goals. there may be a need to balance personal goals and desires with those of the partnership. Jupiter's expansive energy can sometimes lead to a focus on individual growth, so it's important to find harmony between personal development and the needs of the relationship. As always, it's essential to remember that astrology offers insights and potential tendencies, but individual experiences can vary widely. The complete birth chart, including the positions and aspects of other planets, plays a crucial role in shaping a person's life and relationships. Consulting with a professional astrologer can provide a more personalized and in-depth analysis of how Jupiter and Ketu in the 7th house specifically influence an individual's chart.